close the door. Let your clothes hit the floor. We ain't talk all day, but I know what you came here for.
Hello, everyone. I cannot wait for you guys to meet my guest today. And no, it's not my cute little pup. Hi, cute little pup. He's joining me as well, little Cisco, because he wanted to see what tips and tricks Miss Ingrid Norman could share with us all. And I can't wait for you guys to meet her. She is the pet stylist that actually will go to people's homes and style. So it's a perfect time to learn from her exactly what grooming tips she has that we can do right here in our own home for those of us who still have pet groomers who are not considered essential yet. All right. Miss Ingrid will be joining us. Hi, Ingrid. It's so nice to have you. Thank you so much for
Hi.
being my guest today.
Thank you
I
for
see you got
having
some cute
me.
fellas running around too.
Yes, I'm working today, so they're just kind of hanging out while I do this.
Oh, nice. Now, how did you get started in pet styling?
Oh my goodness. So I started working at PetSmart right after high school. And, we had a grooming salon in the back, and I was so curious. Everybody looks so glamorous doing the grooming. And I was like, oh my gosh, I want to go back there and work. I want to look glam too. Well, it's very far from glamorous, but it hooked me in. So, like 15 years now that I've been grooming, so I'm still in it.
I was like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
You look so young. Like 15 years. Wow, you've been doing it a long time.
Thank you. Yes, I have. It's like there's never a dull moment.
All right. So what are some of your favorite pets to groom? Is there any particular kind that you enjoy more than others or
Well,
how do you
they all have like different things that excite me, but I think right now anything with a doodle in it, I've been that's like our main source of income is our doodles, to be honest with you. So I do love them very much. So I've gotten relatively good at it. So I do enjoy grooming them. And of course, the Bichon Frise is one of my favorite haircuts to do. So yes, those two.
Okay. Oh, those are both very cute animals, so I can't say I blame you on either of those that you didn't name the Maltese, but that's okay.
Oh, it's
Cisco's ears were covered anyway during
okay.
that segment, just in case you didn't mention the beautiful grooming of Maltese.
Maltese.
But I mean, they're kind of a difficult breed in the sense that they have the tear stains is an issue. I have a big problem with him anyway with. And then I think just with white dogs in general, keeping the
Yes,
paws clean and just not stained up and so on. Do you have any tips for that or any brands that you
I
suggest
do.
people use? Oh, good.
Well, I have my dog is a white dog. So,
Okay.
absolutely, there is just so many things that happen with white dogs. Tear stains, you guys, that is a lot of the times kind of look into your dog's nutrition. It's more internal than it is external. So if the food that they eat has more dyes or it's more processed, the chances of them having harder stains are higher.
Okay.
My dog eats a natural raw diet, so she doesn't have any stains because of that, because there's no yeast or anything in the food. And as far as Malteses, they do have a drop coat, so it's a little bit more difficult to groom on your Malteses. Keeping them clean, like their paws, there is this thing on Amazon that my sister uses on her dogs. It looks like a cup, and it has like little rubber things inside. You can put your dog's paw in there and then just move it around with some water, some soapy water. Then you rinse it out, put some clean water, and then you do that again. And then you can do that after your walks just to prevent the staining from the asphalt or something like that getting stuck in there. Mm-hmm.
What are some more things with so many of us kind of being stuck home? Okay, he's not going to sit in his chair. I get it. Come on over to mommy. What are some of your so spoiled? So,
Look
what are
at me,
your
he's so
some of your
cute.
more tips that you would suggest for people who are roaming? Yeah, he's so spoiled. Like he knows how to get into mommy's lap and just lay here and get pet on and loved on.
Oh
Like
my god.
that's his full time job.
It's okay. I love that. That's
And
that's
I
the
don't
best
mind
job.
giving it to him.
Yeah, that's the
Right?
best.
I mean, that's what you get a lap dog for, right? Is
Yeah,
for them to hang out on
that's
your
what they were
lap.
bred for, to be our
And now I have proof.
companionship. Yes.
And not to mention, now I have proof for my husband because he's always like, yeah, he loves me more because he's not home as much. So when he is home, he's all up under him. And he's like, yeah, sure, he doesn't love you as much as he loves me.
Yeah.
Now I have proof. He does
Yeah.
it to whoever's home.
He loves
But
you.
yeah, he's my baby. So, but
Mm.
seriously, back to you. What are some more tips that you would give for people who are grooming at home, or maybe just for the first time actually having to take on
The
the
task of bathing
task
and
trying to
yes.
cut their dog's hair
Well, you
and
guys
bathing for them? Because you
have
have a
to.
great video.
Yeah, can you hear me? There you go.
Yes, I can hear you perfectly. Yeah.
You guys have to set the mood. I know it's really funny, but there is a mood. You know, dogs, I always hear it from my clients. My dog hates being bathed. And I'm like, well, let's take the stigma out of it. Sorry, they're playing. Um, basically, when I bathe my dog, you can play some calm music. I know it sounds crazy, but make it calm
No, I
and
love
easy.
it.
If they
Yeah.
love treats, make sure they get plenty of them during the bathing process. If they love a certain toy, make sure they get to play with that toy during the bathing process. And let's remember, it is not going to be perfect. It is messy. They don't want to get bathed. And just take the stress away from you. Just have realistic expectations. As long as you're creating a happy, calm space, eventually your dog will love getting groomed because they're just going to associate with, hey, I'm going to get my favorite treat or I'm going to get my favorite toy. The other thing I do is if you have a little dog, do a bath soak. So fill your bathtub or your sink with some water. Put shampoo in it, make sure it's warm, and then put them there to soak, to have a little massage from you. Just kind of work it in. The water that is like already with soap is actually working to break down the dirt and anything that's in their paws while it's soaking. That way you don't have to do so much work and scrubbing. Let them soak. Make sure the coat is getting wet. And that just kind of makes them have just so much of a better experience than just having this spray thing all over them all the time in their bodies. Let them soak, use a cup, put water on them, massage them. It's almost like you're an esthetician for dogs. You want to give them the best experience.
That's so funny you say that as an esthetician.
Yes, I went to
That's
school for
exactly.
aesthetics too. So I
Oh,
put a lot of,
funny.
yes, I put a
We
lot
have a
of
lot in
my,
common.
we really do. I put my aesthetic practice into my dog grooming because it really is kind of like a spa experience. I try to make it a spa experience for them. It shouldn't be stressful. They shouldn't be fearful of the groomer. You know, your groomer should want to work with your dog so they have a better experience. Look how cute he is. Oh my gosh. Some of
Well,
the
I will.
other tips. Oh, in case you guys are wondering about drying and brushing. Okay, you guys. Brushing is a big one. You don't have to be an expert, fully certified groomer. All you have to do is make sure that they're not connecting together and becoming a pelt. All you want to do is grab that tangle and even with your fingers, just break it apart a little bit. So by the time they get to the groomers, they're professionals, they can brush it out better, but you're making it so it's not as big of a task. You know, make sure that it's always a good experience with you at home, okay? Because that way they're always going to love being groomed by you. It's like, it's the most intimate time that you can have with your pet. It's a bath. So enjoy it, you know?
Yeah. Now, do you suggest with as far as the steps going, do we brush them first, then trying to cut them, or do you suggest brushing them,
I
washing them, then cutting?
I always like to brush on clean hair because clean hair does not break nearly as bad as dirty hair. Now, your tangles are composed of dead skin cells, dead hair, and whatever dirt is around the house. So when it's clean, it's much easier to remove the tangle than when it's dirty. So it's easier on them. I always say, please just, wash them and then dry them. You want to brush when they're 100% dry. If you can, after you get them out of the tub, wrap them around in a towel and hold them for 10 to 15 minutes, okay? You can have somebody, hold them while you blow dry them on like a colder setting, not super hot, and then let them run around the house and get dry 100% on their own, okay? They do the crazy run around the house. Let them do that. When they are 100% dry, bring them back in your lap, give them a treat, and then take your brush and start brushing them out and removing what you can without causing pain, because you want to make sure this is a good experience. Have plenty of treats. You can even make it like extra amazing treats. You can have like boiled chicken, That is pretty awesome. They are going to be like, bath time and brush time is the best because I get boiled chicken. I mean, boom. Who doesn't want boiled chicken? A dog does love. Yeah.
Very good tips. Now, just because this happened as of today, what are your tricks for getting gum out of their paws? This
Oh
has
my
never
goodness.
happened before, so now I'm
Gum.
curious how to get it out.
Do you have coconut oil at home?
I'm the funny person. I think I'm one of the few people who's allergic to coconut oil, so I don't.
Any oil.
Yes,
about-
I do have other ones like grapeseed oil.
If you have grapeseed oil, just kind of get the oil in there and start moving it. Kind of like how we use the oil to get the wax out of our skin.
Right.
Yeah, so start doing that, removing that, and then some degreaser. Sometimes, like kind of like cleaning it and oil, degrease, and I'll keep going like that and moving it. If you have a finer tooth comb that could kind of break apart the gum, I sometimes use my fingers and then just grab the base of the hair and pull it apart, and eventually you just get all that hair out and the gums in your hand.
Okay.
It's a process, but it's definitely doable. If you know that you can safely remove it with a scissor and it's not close to the skin, you can just cut it off. That's what I, do if it's like, if I know that it's going to look fine. No, look at his face.
Yeah, this is the first, so I'm like, yeah, we'll figure that one out after we get off air.
Some people also use ice.
Yeah. Okay, because with kids, I remember reading about, because this luckily hasn't happened with my daughter's hair yet, but I remember reading about peanut butter, and I was just like, when this just came up, I'm like, I wonder if that's still the option for dogs, but thanks for grapeseed oil. That's a lot easier for both of us.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Well, now I feel like I'm asking a lot of questions that are directed towards Malteses, but since you do a lot with poodles, what are some of your tips with poodles or even with,
Maltese?
The doodles?
The doodles, you guys,
Yeah.
doodles are one of the many wonders. It's one of the many wonders of the world. Groomers are not very good at telling their clients what they really need them to do for their doodles. Doodles, when you have a dog that doesn't shed, it's taken years and years of breeding that into that dog, okay? But doodles have not gotten there yet. They are perfecting the breed. However, when you have a first generation, which means, one golden retriever and one poodle, and you make babies, there's still a chance that they're shedding, but you don't get to see it because their hair is coiled and curly. So it gets stuck inside and it becomes a big tangle. So a lot of doodle clients tell me, my dog is not supposed to shed, it's hypoallergenic, but it's shedding and it's matted. The reason being is because technically underneath all that coat, they're still releasing some hair. So they do require much more grooming than what they're told that they require. Your groomer should always put your doodle in a really good schedule. You want to have every 2 weeks a good bath, but every 4 weeks you get a good haircut. And at home they should give you very good pointers with your hairbrushes to buy. They require better brushes than the average dog. And techniques for brushing. I always have my clients come in and I'll show them how to brush their dog. Why not? It's I think that they want to learn. They want to know what to do with their puppy dogs. Of course I'm going to show them.
Yeah, it makes your job easier as well.
Yeah.
If they're taking good care of their dogs when they come in for well, that's another good question. How frequently should people bring their dogs in for grooming? What is your suggested?
It really depends on the maintenance that you guys are doing at home. You know, if you have a let's just say you're a very busy person, you have kids, you're running around, and your dog has longer hair, it is much harder for you at home to find free time to do that maintenance at home. So you have to kind of like think in your head, do I have the time to give this dog this haircut? You know, would it be easier to keep them shorter? You know, does that work with my lifestyle? And if that's the fact and you like a shorter haircut, you can go up to 8 weeks in between haircuts. However, if you want to keep your dog long and you do have this busy lifestyle, it is really good to have a relationship with your groomer where you can go every 2 weeks, and then in 2 weeks you get a bath, but after 4 you'll be getting a haircut. They can put you in a rotation so they can do the maintenance and you don't have to worry that much at home. So it really depends on those two things. Anywhere from 4 to 8 weeks is my maximum.
And how frequently should they be washing their pets at home, would you say?
I personally, you know, you find a good shampoo that it's pH balanced. You can I wash my pet every 2 weeks, but she's white. So, you know, and you can kind of smell your puppy dog. If it's smelling kind of bad, bro, you can give him a bath. You know, Priyanka has a good nutrition. She gets plenty of.
Her name's Priyanka.
Yes, Priyanka Luna Lady Forest. I'm super bougie with her. I'm super bougie. But she's got a good nutrition, so I know that her skin's healthy. I know that I can bathe her every 2 weeks, sometimes more, because she loves mud. Loves mud. But you can do every 2 weeks. Your dog's stinky, give him a bath. Since now it's fun and you have your boiled chicken, it should be pretty easy.
Yeah. So I have a picture up that I stole from your Facebook of this Doodle, I guess Poodle. I don't really know what exactly it is. It's adorable.
I love my baby boy here. This is a little miniature poodle named Alfie.
Okay.
And
Poodle, not really sure.
Yep.
So he's
a miniature poodle, and I gave him an Asian fusion haircut here. This is my vet's dog.
Okay. So he's got the Asian fusion.
He's got the Asian fusion. It's kind of like a little bell bottom. So it's easy on the body. The body is short, but they can still have like a longer leg. And you don't have to do that much brushing at home on the body, just the legs, just to keep them, you know, maintenance. Okay. I love that. And his little face.
Oh my gosh, so cute. So I stole another dog because I was like, what in the world? He's so cute. There we go. So this one right here.
Wonnie.
His name Wonton?
His name is Wonton. Okay. He is my old boss's dog. He lives here in Columbus. His name is Wonton. He's a retired show dog.
Okay. Oh, he is adorable. Now, what breed is he?
He's a Bichon. A Bichon Frise.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I love his afro. I guess I don't know what else to describe it, but I love that.
It's an afro. That's the kind of dog that I have. And she is somewhere in this house destroying something. I'm sure she's still young. But I love their ears are actually in the afro. The ear hair is part of the afro, and it's so great. It's such a fun haircut. You really are making a complete different shape with hair, and it's fun. It's great.
I can see why those are your two favorite breeds, because funny enough, those are the two breeds I ended up stealing from your Facebook page. So, and the irony of that, and I'm like, oh, well, funny enough, those are the two kinds of breeds. Because I wasn't sure the size. I wasn't sure of the poodle, whether or not he was, or she, I'm sorry, if he was or she was a poodle or a doodle. But either way, I was like, so cute.
Yes.
I have a girlfriend who has a doodle, and oh my gosh, I'm like, I'm glad I didn't know about doodles before I bought my dog, because I had to get a hypoallergenic dog because my husband's allergic. But doodles are hypoallergenic as well, right? Or
it depends. They can't. They're supposed to be. Again, we haven't had those years of taking out the hair that's shedding out yet. It takes years of breeding to actually get a real hypoallergenic dog. They are not as allergic. You're not going to be as allergic to a doodle as much as you are to a golden retriever. So It really is. It depends on the allergic. Most people are allergic to the protein that's in the coat. That happens from when their skin is shedding around.
That's so fascinating. So you started in high school and you've been doing this for 15 years. Any
Mm-hmm.
tips you would give for anyone that may be thinking of becoming a groomer? Would you suggest going the PetSmart way, or is there a different route you would suggest now that you've been
Wow.
doing it for so long?
I know. When around 10 years of grooming, I went out of state to a school in Kentucky. I went to Nash Grooming Academy, and I currently teach for them. I'm a teacher for them. And that was the way that that's put together. I like it better than going through PetSmart because PetSmart is like in training, you learn and then you start working. And here you have about 6 months of learning anatomy, the function of the coat. You learned what breeds you're working with, why they work differently in the grooming platform than others. Dogs are all bred to have different jobs. So when you learn about that, you know what to expect in the grooming table and why their haircuts are designed a certain way. I always think that your grooming is it's not regulated. So there really isn't a body of government that is making sure that people are licensed for it. You don't need a license. You can just say, hey, I'm a dog groomer. I went to an online school, which is really scary. So in here, you go for 6 months and you learn how to do it with dogs, with instructors, and at the same time, you're going online and learning all of these functions. So I believe that you should probably always try to find a groomer, or if a groomer wants to become a groomer, they should go to a school that gives you more than just 1 month, because you're constantly learning. 15 years, I'm still learning. Go to a school that gives you that, and then find a good groomer that you look up to, and then work with her for a little bit, kind of see how they work, and you learn that way. And then go to your trade shows, continue your education. I go to a trade show every year, and I take a class every year. I take my every groomer should be CPR certified and AKC certified in safety. I mean, you have to know those things. And your clients, you should want to ask if your groomer has those things in case something happens. But it really is, right now our industry is so young. So, find a good school out of state a lot of the times, and find a groomer that you can really just become connected to and learn from.
Okay. Sounds like a plan.
It is.
Now, another scary part for grooming is the nails. What goes
Mm,
for
the
any
nails.
tips or tricks for that? Because I mean, thankfully, or I'm calling him her, his vet does offer nail clipping there, but
Mm-hmm.
it's one of those things where sometimes we can do it, sometimes I'm too scared because I feel like you can always see a line on his
Yes.
toes
Yes.
or on his
So,
toenails. They're
what color are his nails? Are they white or
they're
black?
pretty clear.
And then
They're pretty much clear.
they're pretty clear. With little
Hmm.
guys, I use cat nail clippers. They're little
Oh,
scissors, and you have more control over this big clipping thing. Okay.
yeah.
Always leave a little bit more. Don't take it all the way to the pink because it will bleed. Okay. You want to
Okay.
leave a little bit of space. And if you have like a nail file for your nails on the
Mm-hmm.
rougher part, take it to the nails after you cut them so they're not
Okay.
as rough. Okay. So get like a harder grit on that nail file. Leave a little bit of space, and then that nail file will allow you to get much closer without making him
Yeah.
bleed.
I didn't even
Yeah.
think because my husband's always like, we gotta go take him on the concrete so his nails can file
File
out, and I
down.
never once thought, oh, wait, maybe I could just use a nail file.
Use that nail file, give him that boiled
Yeah.
chicken, and you file away.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Because I brought all my tools with me to show just in
Let me
case. But
see.
so my mom saved all of our tools from when we had a Bouvier and a
Mm-hmm.
Cocker Spaniel.
A
So
Bouvier
we
and a
have this.
Cocker Spaniel. Oh my
Oh yeah.
goodness.
So we have the nail grinder.
Yep.
that I'm too scared to open because I'm like, "Ah, I don't want to overdo it." But now I have your expertise of help.
Yes.
We have the Oyster pet groomer. So first we're gonna
Wow.
fix his cuts that are messed up or that are uneven due to my beautiful daughter taking it into her own hands of and then this is kind of funny because show my my props for the day. My caboodle
I
from the
love it.
90s that's got all of his beauty kit stuff. Let's see.
Oh yeah.
So we do have, I mean, they're rusty, so I don't think I'll use these, but
You
the
even have
shears,
thinning shears.
thinning shears, there we go. The guards are in here as well. And I don't even know what this is for, but like one side is kind of a razor.
Yeah, that's a
This
hand
one is right
stripping.
one.
Yes, you have
Okay.
a carding knife.
Clearly this was for the Bouvier because she did it
Mm-hmm.
for him. Oh, another big brush that clearly
Ooh.
would not work for him. This is one thing I do use on him, but I wish they had a smaller version because it's really good at getting the tangles out.
They do. They have really tiny mini ones.
Okay.
And then they have medium ones. And you can find those at my supplier that I get that from is Groomers Mall.
Okay.
And that is where you can find all of those fun different sizes.
Fun. Yeah. He's like, wait, do I get a treat because you opened up the box? Nope, not
Ooh.
this time, buddy. His mouth's all water, and he's like, wait. That's the
Wait.
treat box.
He's so cute looking at you. He's like, come on now.
It's like, how you gonna bring that out and not bring a treat? Poor guy. I feel like I have to at least show my daughter's attempt at here because she, I mean, honestly, for it to be her first time, she did a great job.
She
But
nailed
there
it.
are some missing parts, but also she used scissors
Mm-hmm.
and was just laying watching TV while cutting him, which might have been part of the distraction parts. But there's some nips here and there. And I'm like, how did you do that without noticing?
Oh my god. It's very easy. It is very
Yeah.
easy.
Oh, okay. Because I was just like, what happened? I feel bad for him. Because I didn't, I mean, I don't remember falling asleep, to be honest with you. I was watching TV with her, and she's like, Mommy, I'm just going to cut out some of his knots. I'm like, perfect, great. We'll give him a bath afterwards, and so on. And the next thing you know, I'm like, what happened?
Oh
What
my
happened to
god,
my
what
favorite
happened?
dog?
Oh,
What in the world?
he
My
looks
poor baby.
amazing. Look
But
at him.
she did so good at the same time because I love the way she did his face.
Mm-hmm. I love that. She
Although
did a good job.
he he looks like the dog or not, I don't know what it was called, but the Never Ending Story.
Oh,
You ever watch that
what is it?
animation?
The dragon thing,
Retrieve.
Folkmore
Yeah,
or folklore, something. I know what you're
but
talking about.
yeah.
He's
I
so
tried to
funny.
rewatch that movie with her, and she was just like bored. But needless to say, when I
Yes.
was a kid, it was a good movie.
Yeah, my daughter is the
But
same way. She's like, I'm over this, Mom. Your movies were so boring. And I'm like, oh.
I mean, they're used to CGI. We had like real wires throwing these people
Right,
around.
right. What is that other movie that I started watching with her and she was like, no. Oh gosh, it's around the same of like the never ending story. It's
Not Princess Bride. My daughter loved that
no,
one.
it's
Okay.
they have like little animal. They're not animals. I mean, it's all like it's like the dark crystal or it's
Okay.
about like this purple crystal thing and they're like little like muppets and they're all doing some I don't know. I thought it was
I
interesting.
think I know what you're talking about. I think I was going to try to show it to her, and then she was like freaked out by the scary monster
Yeah.
puppets in it.
She was like, Mom, this
Yeah.
is creepy. And I was like, all right, well, I won't watch
I tried.
it. I tried.
Yeah, it's like there's this weird thing. You kind of wait to show them some of your favorite movies, and then there's like a small window of where they'll actually appreciate it,
A
or
very
they're
tiny.
too impressed.
So
Yeah,
very
yeah, yeah,
small window. And then they're done with you.
yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
okay.
Because she loved Jaws, but let me show her. If I show it to her now, she probably would be like, "Really, Mom? but when she
Yes.
first watched it, she loved it. So.
She might like Megalodon, and we've been on this Megalodon kick here. I don't know what it is about sharks and kids, but they like it.
Yeah, I don't know Megalodon. I know she did Sharknado. She loved that one, but Megalodon. Oh, Meg. And
The
she said,
Meg.
yeah, she was not into it because she was like, he kills a dog.
The
in
dog
the
didn't
promo
die,
with, like,
did
Maya.
him? No,
Okay.
the dog didn't
I don't
die. The
know.
dog was totally fine.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, perfect. Well, maybe she'll watch it then. But,
He was like, the dog is too cute. I'm not going to kill it. But I killed everybody else, though.
Good to know.
Yeah,
I mean,
you're
as
good.
long as the dogs don't die.
Yeah, dogs are good.
Oh, I have a question for you. I just noticed. What if the nails are black? How do you know where to stop cutting?
Ooh. You guys, you have to look at the base of when you cut a black nail. When you start getting close to the quick, there's going to be a black dot. Okay. When you start to see that black dot, the nail's also going to get softer. So stop, and then take your file and start filing it down. Because once I see the black dot, that's when I grab a little nail file, because the file allows you to get closer without hurting.
Yeah, I'm trying to see. I wonder if they have mine. Because if he has any black nails. No, okay. I get it. You're like, mommy, just pet me. Stop touching.
Black nails are scary. They're scary for me, and I've been doing this for a long time.
Oh, wow. Well, good to know. I appreciate it. Any other tips? I mean, I guess since you've been doing it for so long, is there any other warnings or tips you give for us who might be home grooming for the first time, or that?
I do.
Okay.
So this is the final one. You guys, if you can't see the skin and you cannot get a comb underneath comfortably, don't use a scissor, because a lot of the times what happens is that a tangle that is very close to the skin, you can't tell the difference between skin and the tangle. So when you cut the tangle, you can cut your dog and have a really large cut. And a lot of vets see this around, people try to cut with scissors and they cut a chunk out of the dog because they couldn't tell. So you guys, if you are trying to do it with scissors, make sure you have a comb and you can get that comb comfortably underneath your tangle, okay? And then you can cut. Don't ever cut blindly. Your comb is like your eyes for underneath your tangle. So, and if your tangle is smaller, just kind of take it apart with your fingers and wait for your groomer, okay? But if it's bad and you need to take it out, use your combs and go, underneath and boop, boop, boop. And that's it.
And Felicia says, thank you. Yes, they are. I have baby Rottweilers and they need their nails clipped.
Oh my gosh, they're babies.
I want to see. So, she's actually my baby mama's mama.
Mm-hmm.
She's who I bought. Felicia's who I bought my Maltese from. And
yes.
She grooms, or not grooms. Excuse me. She breeds Rottweilers. Well, she has one Rottweiler that she breeds, and now I guess she finally had her babies. Because when I met her, she was just a puppy. Because my dog's 2 years old. Well,
yes, those babies. Get used to, let me tell her that with the puppies and the Rotties, just start doing it now. Make sure you leave yourself some space. Don't try to take it too short and work with that file. And eventually they're going to be perfect for them. Rotties usually are really good for their nails as long as they start early.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much. I know you're still working. So
yes.
I want to make sure I give you enough time to get to your next appointment.
Yes.
Because she is open for business. She's not in North Carolina, so she's safe to still groom and so on. And they're so lucky they have you available.
Oh, yes. I love my babies. I have a you can't see him. His name is Orion. He is an Aussie Doodle. And his haircut's half done. He's just running around the house having a good time.
Thank you. Oh, it's so cute. Oh, wait. Let me make sure there's no more questions before I let you go. Oh, they are 4 weeks old, the Rottweilers. If you do not send me a picture, we are not friends anymore. I'm just saying that out loud on purpose.
Wait, can you just put them all in your body and just let them just hang there? Oh,
please. Get one of your teenagers to do it, because I know you're horrible at taking pictures. She's horrible at taking pictures. Because when I'll go over her house whenever she gets a new litter, and I'll take pictures with them, and that'll be like the only pictures that will be
Oh
taken.
my
Other than
gosh.
like the occasional ones she'll send to the people who are buying them or whatever. But
I
one
love
of
it.
my favorite pictures in life is just all of her puppies all like hanging out on me. She doesn't, I mean, she's not one of those bad groomer or breeders that has like 20 litters. It's like
No.
they're very far paced apart.
Good,
I would
good.
like she's really good about that because she loves her dogs. And they're
The
so sweet
babies. I
babies.
love, love, love babies. They're the best. They have the best puppy smell.
They do. Up, see, pick on the way. Perfect. I had a bag. I had to call her out on public to get her to do it.
Good,
Yay.
good.
I'll post it. I definitely will post it and tag you so you
Yes.
can see them too.
Please
Well,
do.
I will. I will. Well, thank you so much, Ingrid. You've been awesome. And
Thank you
where
for
can
having me.
everyone follow you or keep up with you? Because I'm sure, in case anyone else has questions, they can reach out to
Yes.
you directly.
So I use my Instagram more than anything, and I do post videos in there on how to do this at home. I think I have a video on brushing, blow drying, and bathing, and it's I-Care Grooming on Instagram. All one word. I-Care Grooming.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you so much again.
You're
I'm just
welcome.
writing this out. And of course, there we go. Well, you have a great rest of your day, and
You
we will
too.
see you around. Thanks again for being.
Thanks for having me. There you are. There you
Oh,
are.
it's my pleasure. All right. Oh, and is there anything coming up in the future that we can keep up with you or watch you in the future as well? You got anything else going on?
Well, we're currently working on kind of updating an area of our house so we can have more videos and how to's on
Oh,
there.
great.
I really love teaching people, especially clients. So I'm definitely going to have more videos coming out so they can follow that, And that should be up probably here in a month. So keep
Oh, great.
watching. Mm-hmm.
Perfect. Thank you so much for your info, and we definitely be following, if nothing else, just to look at all the cute videos and
Thank
pictures of
you.
all your beautiful dogs.
Yes.
All right. Well, thanks again, Ingrid. You have a great day, and thanks for being part of the Geek Spot.
You too. Bye.
Bye. Ah, wasn't that so cute? I'm so proud that you were being so well behaved this whole time, too. Special treats all around. Well, don't forget tonight at 6 o'clock, I will have January Curry, the casting director, screenwriter. She worked on Creed and so many other great films. I can't wait for you guys to meet her. And if you have any questions about the casting process or being an actor or working in the film industry, she's the one to ask. So make sure you're watching tonight at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, 3 p.m. Pacific. I will have January Curry. Thanks again for watching.